Today, we are going to talk about the Philippine history. Here's the brief history of the Philippines from pre-Hispanic, Hispanic, American, Japanese and up to the present era. Filipinos of the 15th century must have engaged primarily in shifting cultivation, hunting, and fishing. Sedentary cultivation was the exception. Only in the mountains of northern Luzon, where elaborate rice terraces were built some 2,000 years ago, were livelihood and social organization linked to a fixed territory. The Spanish at first viewed the Philippines as a stepping stone to the riches of the East Indies, but, even after the Portuguese and Dutch had foreclosed that possibility, the Spanish still maintained their presence in the archipelago. Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese navigator and explorer, led the first Spanish expedition to the Philippines when he landed on Cebu in March 1521. He died a short time later on the nearby island of Mactan.
Meanwhile, the United States and Spain were at war. Following the United States naval victory in the Battle of Manila Bay in May 1898, Aguinaldo and Heisentorich returned to the Philippines. The pre-war Commonwealth government was reinstated by the United States following the war. The Philippines changed from being a Commonwealth to an independent republic by 1946.
During World War II, the Japanese occupied the Philippines from 1942 to 1945. Up until 1945, the Filipino people engaged in guerrilla warfare against the Japanese Allied soldiers freed the Philippines from Japanese rule in 1944. In 1946, the U.S. awarded the Philippines complete independence. The Philippines has experienced major changes from the late 20th century until the present. Since the People Power Revolution in 1986, the country has undergone both economic expansion and political obstacles. The government of past presidents focuses on implementing economic reforms, maintaining political stability, fighting corruption, enhancing infrastructure, and on the controversial anti-drug campaign. During these time frames, the Philippines has struggled to find a balance between democratic governance, economic growth, and social problems. Here are the important milestones in Philippine history in terms of political, economic, social, technological, cultural, and sports. Political milestones. 1898 Declaration of Philippine Independence on June 12, 1898, Emilio Aguinaldo declared in Kawit, Cavite, Philippines. 1946 Independence from the United States. The USA granted the Filipinos their independence on July 4, 1946, marking the end of American colonial rule. People Power Revolution in 1986. The EDSA People Power Revolution removed Marcos forcibly in a Point Corazon C. Aquino. Economic milestones. 1987 Philippine Constitution introduced economic provisions that aimed to protect the country's resources and promote a more equitable distribution of wealth. Remittances from overseas Filipino workers, OFWs. OFW has a big contribution in Philippine economy. Remittances from OFWs reached a record high in 2022. Universal Healthcare Law. Republic Act No. 11223 of 2019 requires that all Filipinos have the healthcare they require when they need it, without becoming impoverished. The bill enrolled all Filipino nationals in the National Health Insurance Program, which will be administered by the Philippine Health Insurance Corp., or PhilHealth. Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Approved on September 12, 2013, the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013 seeks to address and eliminate bullying in elementary and secondary schools in the Philippines. Now, technological milestones. Commercial Internet Services of 1994. Commercial use of the Internet started in the Philippines has seen remarkable advances in technology and connectivity. The first Filipino-made microsatellite in space, DIWATA-1. Launched on March 23, 2016. National Broadband Program of 2017. The government launched the National Broadband Plan to boost internet connectivity and accessibility throughout the country.
Let's go ahead to cultural milestones. Filipino is the national language. Filipino was declared as the national language by the 1987 Constitution in order to foster a sense of nationalism. Recognition of indigenous peoples' rights. President Fidel V. Ramos signed it on October 29, 1997. Lastly, sports milestones. Asian Games hosting. The Philippines hosted the Asian Games in 1954. First Olympic gold medal. Weightlifter Heidelin Diaz won the Philippines' first Olympic gold medal in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. What future developments could be expected in the Philippines in the wake of this pandemic? Here are the future developments in the Philippines in the wake of pandemic. First, at the onset of the pandemic, policymakers feared greater digitalization could widen job market inequality by increasing demand for higher-skilled workers and displacing low- and medium-skilled workers. The pandemic forced schools to shift to remote learning, highlighting the need for reliable edtech tools. Investing in technology and digital literacy is essential for equitable education. By embracing technology, flexibility, SEL, and collaboration, we can create a more resilient and equitable education system for the 21st century. Third, encouraging businesses like renewable energy, manufacturing, agriculture, and creative industries in addition to the BPO industry, which is already a thriving one. Public health readiness, which includes upgrading monitoring systems, storing medical supplies, and coordinating better with foreign groups and governmental agencies, might receive more attention. Fifth, environmental concerns may drive sustainable growth in the Philippines, which is vulnerable to natural disasters and climate change. This could involve stricter environmental regulations, investments in clean energy, and conservation efforts. What part or period of the Philippine history is most significant for you and why? The People Power Revolution in 1986 is one of the most significant Philippines history because it showed the power of the people. A lot of people stood up and used their voice and actions to make things right and better. The revolution was a sign of unity and resilience of Filipino people. If there is one thing you can change in the course of Philippine history, what would that be and why? What do you think are the most significant contributions of the Philippines to the world and why? I think the most significant contributions of the Philippines to the world are its people. There are many skilled workers and well-educated people or professionals in the Philippines. They may not be in the Philippines, but they are in every corner of the world, contributing to the world. There is no country without its people. Filipinos are generous, hardworking, skilled, and hospitable, making them willing to share their gifts with the world. And we came to the end of this presentation. The last slides are the references. Thank you for listening.